Okay, Milani, okay. Alright, we're going to start off first with a freshly cleansed face. If you guys would like me to do like a skincare routine video, like an updated one, definitely let me know down in the comment box down below. But anyway, we're going to dive into the makeup bag. So this is the makeup bag they sent me. This, to me, looks like the standard like travel size makeup bag. It's quite large, rectangular size. I'm not sure if this is going to be available here at Priceline or if this was just sent to me as part of like a PR package, because I know sometimes some brands do that. But let's dive into this. This is what's inside. So I did do a little poll on Instagram, and that's why I'm doing this one brand makeup tutorial, or at least I'm attempting to do it because I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to do it. But yeah, if you guys would like to interact with me a little bit more and letting me know what kind of videos you guys would like me to do, definitely check out the community tab here on YouTube or head over to my Instagram and just let me know in the stories. Yeah. Okay, so I do have one palette in this PR package, and this one is the Milani Gilded Embers eyeshadow palette. Sorry, this is a face and eyeshadow palette. Here's a little close-up. Very, very pretty. I really like the mirror. I also really like the shimmer shades. Rose Ember is definitely calling my name. It's so pretty. The only thing I have to say with this particular eyeshadow palette is that they're all sort of like on the light side of things. I tend to go for deeper, darker shades. Like, just for the sake of this video, I'm just going to stick to using this palette. This is a palette I would say I would use in conjunction with another palette. So something that has a lot of like dark matte browns. That's just my personal style with makeup. I do prefer having a lot of crease definition. And unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to get too much definition with this particular color set, but who knows, we'll see. I might be able to work something out. Okay, to start, I'm going to do some eyeshadow priming, and I'm already failing at this video because I'm going to be grabbing this concealer from Maybelline. They did provide me with the concealer, but unfortunately it's too dark, so I won't be able to use that as like my normal sort of like highlighting concealer and whatnot. So yeah, I'm already failing at this video. Just a little beauty sponge. Okay, so let's dive right into the palette. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the darker shades in this palette. I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab Lit and just use that as like my crease color. This one kind of almost looks like a pinky red shade to me. Oof, I love how this has a mirror. Okay, this reddy shade is actually quite deep. I might be able to do my normal eyeshadow routine with this, but I'm not going to hold my breath. We'll see how things go first. Just going to grab this shade called Golden Hour. Just going to use this to blend the edges. By the way, yes, I am wearing contact lenses. These ones are from Solotica. These are the Natural Colors contact lenses in Topazio. I do have a discount code down in the description box down below. It gives you 10% off all orders at Vision Marketplace. Obviously, you do not have to use that code if you don't want to, but I would seriously appreciate it if you guys did. Okay, now I'm going to grab a flat brush like this. So I believe this is called like a packing brush. I don't know, I'm not a professional makeup artist, I just know the shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Rose Ember again. It's such a beautiful shade. It's definitely one of those shades that I would consider rose gold. Okay, I'm having a bit of difficulty trying to get this onto my eyelid. I think you can kind of see it, but it's just not applying properly with this. So I'm going to try my finger. Usually some shades apply better if you use your finger. Okay, yeah, I think it is. I will say it does take a considerable amount of product for it to like show up on my skin. I feel like most of it's just really on my finger. And also the shadow itself kind of looks like it's cracking. I don't know if you can see that, but it almost looks like it's cracking. All right, now I feel like I need some wings. I do have a liquid eyeliner, and it's this one, and this one is a matte liquid eyeliner. I haven't actually used a matte liquid eyeliner in quite some time. I think the last time I used one was from The Balm, and I actually enjoyed it. Not gonna lie, I actually do enjoy a matte winged eyeliner look. Okay, so it's got one of those quite stiff liner brushes, which I do really like. Sometimes when a brush is too flexible, you just can't get that really sharp wing. So I do actually prefer these. Don't think it's called felt tip, it's called something else, but it's kind of like a stiff, I'd like to say a stiff cotton, if that makes sense. Okay, so I've done one wing, and I do have to say the formula is quite wet. I mean, obviously it's a liquid eyeliner, but you know what I mean, like it's very wet, and it feels like it's going to take some time for it to actually dry down. But I can definitely see some parts already drying, and I can definitely see that matte finish. I actually don't mind it. Just a little warning, if your eyeliner is quite wet, you might want to just kind of like stay in that position for a few seconds until most of it's dried. Otherwise you're going to have like that streaky line on top of your eyelids. Just a little heads up. Okay, I've drawn on my wings quite thick, but I am trying to go for a little bit of a foxy eye effect. You guys will see in a second. Yeah, I'm just gonna let this slowly dry before I continue on with the rest of the face. I don't want this to smudge. Okay, so as you guys can see, I've got some primer. I've also got a color corrector. I've just set that as well. Now we're going to move on to foundation. So I've got 2 shades to choose from. Again, these are the Conceal Plus Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I have got light beige 03 and warm beige 05. If you guys would like to see a color shade reference, I'll have it down in the description box down below. But for quickly, just to let you guys know, I'm an NC 30 from MAC. I was going to say 40. I haven't been that in quite some time. But yeah, just looking at the color chart when they asked me to choose a foundation, these were the ones that I felt were in my sort of like shade range, and also undertone as well. These are both yellow undertone from what I can see. I've really been wanting to try this foundation for the longest time. Every time I go on eBay or like websites that sell Milani, I was just like, should I not, should I? But here we are, finally have it. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab shade number 5. I feel like it's the one that's closest to me just based on this. If this works, I will try and use 03 as like a concealer underneath the eyes, because it does say 2-in-1. Okay, I feel like 5 might work. Just based on that squared foundation, it should work. By the way, this says it's a medium to full coverage foundation, lightweight, oil-free formula. I think I'm going to do a full-on review for this foundation. I did do a poll on Instagram, and it was pretty much 50-50. Some of you guys, it was pretty much 50-50 to be honest. Half said that they wanted a first impressions, half said they wanted a product review. So I think I'm just going to do like a mix here on the channel, like some first impressions, some foundation reviews. Wow, sorry, I have to say this color match is actually quite good. It's pretty much the same undertone as my actual skin tone, which is quite rare to be honest. I don't tend to throw a lot of yellow during the winter, so this is like my winter shade, by the way. This one is, I'd say, like leaning towards yellow, but it's still quite neutral, which complements my skin tone really well. I'm really impressed, and also look at that coverage. Normally with my color corrector, I have to put on maybe 2 layers of foundation to really hide it, but this one so far has been able to do it in like 1 layer. I feel like I might have to just touch up here and there with the foundation, but I don't think I need a whole pump. Alright, let's open up 03 and then use that as a concealer. I've got this concealer brush, it's slightly dirty, but I've just given it a nice quick rub with some makeup removing wipes. So I've just done 1 pump, and I'm gonna do like my normal method. Okay, 3 and 5 work as like my foundation and concealer duo. Okay, Milani, okay. Totally impressed. Translucent powder, just going to dab like that, just to quickly set it. Now they did send me a Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof powder. This one is in Nude Clear. I honestly feel like this is going to be way too light, so I'm not even going to try and use this. And yeah, I don't really like super mattifying powders underneath the eyes, just because I feel like they really emphasize lines. Your boy is getting older, so, you know, really drying powders are just a no-go for the under eye for me. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my normal face powder. This one is from Savvy. This tends to work with a lot of the foundations I work with. Doesn't have any filter finishing effects or anything, it's just a normal powder. Okay, I do have a couple of cheek products here. Unfortunately, I do not have a contour powder, so I'm just going to grab one of my regular contour powders, quickly apply that, and then apply these bad boys. So I've got a bronzer, this one is in Soleil. I have got a blush, this one is the oh so famous Luminoso blush. This one I feel looks like it's got a little bit of shimmer or like an iridescence to it. I don't know, we'll have a look later. And then we have this gorgeous highlighter in Champagne d'Oro. I love it, it looks so pretty. I think it's going to complement this look. Okay, so I've got my contour on. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab some blush. Again, this one is the Luminoso blush. Again, very, very popular. Honestly, I feel like this particular shade is going to be flattering for tanned olive complexions. I do hear a lot of people that have fairy complexions say they don't really like this. It kind of looks off on their skin. And I can see why. Like, I feel like it's just a bit too orange. But I think on my skin it will work. So I'm just grabbing this on my large blush brush. Whew, very powdery. A little dab test because I don't want to have too much blush. Okay, it's not too bad, but I can already see a little bit of iridescence on my skin. I don't know if you guys can see that. Like, if you guys are familiar with Warm Soul from MAC, it's quite similar, except this one's definitely a little bit more luminous finished, and also definitely more coral. I think Warm Soul is kind of like a peachy pink, whereas this one has more peach as opposed to pink. But yeah, you can definitely see the luminosity. Like, you probably won't even really need to wear highlight when you wear this blush because of how luminous it is. If you have textural issues, you probably won't like this blush. I have textural issues like fine lines, large pores here, and also have that tear trough like dip here. So I don't tend to go for super luminous blushes just because of that. I don't really like that sort of like that line from the under eye going down to my cheek being emphasized. Yeah, that's why I always tend to go for matte blushes, but this color on its own is stunning. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and grab the bronzer. So again, this one is in Soleil. This is a big bronzer, and it's definitely going to be one of those shimmery bronzers. You can already see that marbling effect of that golden highlighter that's in there, mixed in with obviously a warm tone bronzer. So I'm just going to grab one of my bronzing brushes. Just gonna really load up my brush. So I'm just gonna do my normal bronzing method, which is the 3 method. I have to say the bronzer itself, like the brown shade in here, stunning. But again, it does have that golden highlight mixed in there, which does give a really nice luminous glow to the skin. I think that's the thing with Milani. A lot of their products are quite like that healthy skin, dewy glow finish to the skin, which is really, really pretty and very flattering on a lot of skin tones. But again, if you have textural issues, you may not necessarily like it because the shimmer particles will grab to any textural issues that you might have. Like for me, for my forehead, I do have a little bit of an uneven texture on my forehead. I think from afar you guys can't see and it looks really nice, like the complexion itself, but for me, I can see it sort of like sitting in spots I would necessarily want. Okay, now we're going to move on to highlighter. So again, this one is the Champagne d'Oro. Super, super pretty. I'm just gonna grab one of my bigger highlighting brushes. Like I said, I don't feel like I really need highlighter at this point because of how luminous my skin is, but why not? Oof, that is nice. Like I feel like it's complementing the blush and the bronzer as well. It's definitely a warm champagne shade. Really, really pretty on the skin. Alright, I've got this eyebrow pencil. This one is in the shade Taupe. My current eyebrows are currently darker because the bleach is kind of worn off, so they've kind of gone back to their natural colour. so I don't know if this is going to work for me. I'm gonna try and make this work. If not, I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my normal brow pencil. You've got a spoolie on one side and then you've got the retractable pencil. Honestly, this mechanism reminds me of one of the MAC brow pencils. I do see quite a number of comparisons with MAC and Milani in terms of like the packaging and stuff. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if that's just like the available packaging they had at the time, but yeah, definitely let me know if you guys share the same thought. I like taupe. I feel like taupe's gonna work well for me. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into the eyes. I'm just going to grab this orange eyeliner. This one is from Maybelline. I'm just gonna put this in the waterline. I feel like it's just going to complement what I'm gonna do next for the waterline. Just grabbing the shade Lit and just going to sort of like set that orange eyeliner and then sort of like smudge it out a bit. So this is just a smudger brush that I have. Stunning. I'm just going to go ahead and apply some lashes and then we're going to go talk about lips. Alright, the lipstick I'm going to be using is a matte satin finish lipstick, and this one is in the shade Lavish, which is so my shade. It's one of those dusty rose brown shades. Almost smells like cake icing. It smells good. I really like it. Yo, I'm in love with this lip color. Okay, so this reminds me a lot of Kylie Jenner's Malibu lip kit. I think Malibu from Kylie Jenner is a little bit more on the pink side. This one's definitely more on the sort of like beigey brown side of things, but very, very similar undertone. Very, very pretty. I am obsessed with this shade. As soon as I saw it in the package, I was like, Now let's move on to this setting spray. This one is the Make It Last setting spray. It says 16-hour wear. I don't think I've ever... Actually, no, I have one makeup for 16 hours. That's a lie. Alright, so I'm just going to give it a little shake. I don't know if I have to, but I'm just going to give it a shake. And you get 60 mils in this bottle. Let's just prime the spray. Alright, let's do this. Okay, that's a very, very precise miss. Oh, smells really nice. Kind of smells like a men's cologne. Ta-da! This is the final look. Again, I'm so obsessed with this lip color. It's one of my favorites. Anyway, going back to the whole, well, pretty much one brand, almost one brand tutorial. I do have to say I'm very, very impressed with the foundation. The foundation, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Like, to be honest, like even though I knew it was a cult favorite, I just didn't really think it was gonna be that good. But looking at it now, it is really good. So I'm looking forward to wearing this in the next few days and doing a proper foundation review for you guys. Alright, let's move on to the cheek products. So the blush and the bronzer, really, really pretty on the skin. Gives you a really nice luminous glow. I just, look, I've got textural issues. That's why I'm not a huge fan of super luminous blushes and bronzers in general, but I can use these and make them work. So today I'm not actually wearing a silicone based primer, and usually that really helps with the foundation and like other cheek products. And the foundation on its own didn't really emphasize the pores. I just feel like with the highlighting, I just feel like with the luminous finish of the blush and the bronzer, it's just kind of like really brought them out. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, I'm not a huge fan of them. I probably won't really wear the blush that often, to be honest, just simply because of the finish, but the color is beautiful. It is stunning. The bronzer, I may use it in the summer because I do like a slightly shimmery bronzer for the summer. I feel like it just gives a really nice, healthy, luminous finish to the skin. But I feel like I need to work on a little bit on my skin texture. My skin texture does improve when I do exfoliate and also use a silicone based primer. I did not use that today, like I said, so hence why my skin looks like this. But I feel like it looks really nice. The highlighter, stunning, stunning, stunning. I don't know if you can even really see it because everything is so luminous, but it does give a really nice shine to the skin. I feel like it's quite blinding on its own, but if you use a setting spray, I feel like it's going to take it to the next level, and that's just completely up to you if you prefer your highlighters to be highlighters to be super, super blinding. But these days I kind of go for just some shine, not blinding headlights sort of shine. The brow pencil, really easy to use, really like it. It wasn't too stiff, wasn't too hard. I do find sometimes drugstore eyebrow pencils can be a little bit hard to work with, in the sense that they are either too pigmented, or if they're not pigmented enough, they're quite stiff, and it takes a while for it to kind of like melt into the skin. So you kind of have to use your back of your hand to kind of like melt it a bit, so that when you put it on your eyebrows it actually just applies smoothly. But yeah, it was pretty smooth. The eyeshadow face palette, really like it. I really like how the shadows turned out on my eyes. Again, this isn't particularly the eyeshadow shades I would normally use on myself on a day-to-day basis. I tend to go for like browns and stuff like that. But this is a nice look if you guys want to go for like really warm tones. And the lipstick, need I say more, honestly? So pretty, really like it. And I do like that it's not drying out my lips and sitting in the fine lines. The Kylie Jenner lip kit, I do find if you apply too much, it does kind of like dry out on the skin, on the lips I should say, and can look a bit like wrinkly and cracked. Whereas this one, I feel like it's fine. Obviously I've only just applied it, so who knows how it's going to last throughout the day, but so far so good. And then last but not least, the setting spray. The nozzle, I do feel like it's a little bit too narrow. I feel like they should have just made the nozzle a little bit more of a wider spread of finer mist. But you know, it's a drugstore, so I'm not, you know, going to be very particular about it. But it does work. Just hold it a little bit further from your face, and you should be fine. The scent, really nice. I don't know, like I've just applied it, so I can't really say if it's making a huge difference, but has it set my skin? Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's set that skin, gotten rid of that powdery finish on my skin, and everything looks really nice. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys are interested to see the foundation review, if I already have uploaded it, I'll link it on the screen and down in the description box down below. But otherwise, if you guys would like to stay around, hang around, catch up with all my other videos, definitely hit the subscribe button, and then you guys also hit the notification bell so you guys get notified when the new video is up. But that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.